Welcome to our channel, The Sun City Stitchers. I'm Carlene.
And I'm Marlene, and this is Flosstube number 100.
Woohoo!
I know.
100 episodes.
Yes.
If you look on our channel, you'll see that it shows more than 100 videos. And it's because it counts, even like our whip parades, and Marlene and I have been counting only just the regular Flosstube episodes that we do. So this is our 100th regular Flosstube episode. If you've been watching us for a while, when we first started, Marlene and I recorded every week, and that's why we have so many already. But as time went on, Marlene was tutoring more students, I was working, and we just found that every 2 weeks was a little more manageable, and now we really like the way that goes. So that's why we're at 100 already, and we're glad you're here for our 100th episode.
Yes.
We want to welcome back our returning viewers. You all leave us such wonderful comments, and you're just so wonderful, and we enjoy getting to visit with you that little bit every other week. And then we also want to welcome our new subscribers. We had a number of you again, and we just thank you for taking those couple of seconds and hitting the subscribe button.
And we're glad that you liked what you saw, so that you wanted to subscribe.
Yes. So welcome to our channel. Just a little background, Marlene and I are twin sisters. We do live in El Paso, and we are both retired educators. I'm married to a coach. Marlene's longtime boyfriend is a physical education teacher, and so we have that in common, as well as our love of cross stitching.
Yes.
So today is going to be a little different since it's our 100th episode. Marlene and I are going to be, of course, showing you finishes and new starts and progress stitching.
Progress, yes.
But along with that, we are each going to be sharing top 10 favorites. So by the time we finish our Flosstube episode today, you will have seen 100 favorites of Marlene and I. So we're together combined, not 100 each of us. We'd be here forever.
And it'll actually be a few more, because we added one more category.
Yes. But then some of ours may be duplicates, so that's
right.
good. Anyway, so we're glad you're here, and we are going to kick things off by sharing, each of us are going to share our top 10 Flosstube channels that we like to watch. Yes. So, Marlene, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Okay, so one of mine, you're not going to do like numbers, are you?
No.
Okay.
These are in no particular order.
No. So one of my favorites is the Salt Box Stitcher. Another one is Brenda and the Cereal Starter. Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher. Lala D. Stitch Stitch Bead. Sarah Stitchery. Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. Sable Stitchers. Lone Star Stitchers. And Primrose Cottage.
Wow.
Those are my top 10.
Those are your top 10.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here are my top 10 Flosstube channels. Lala D, we have that one in common. Pumpkin Hollow Quilts.
We have that one in common.
Handwork Maniac. Brenda, the Handwork Maniac. Lindy Stitches. Between Two Whips. The Stitching Owl. Karen, the Stitching Owl. Primrose Cottage. Stitching with the Housewives, Priscilla and Chelsea, Sherry, the Colorado Stitcher, and Carol, the Salt Box Stitcher.
Oh, very good. Yeah, so we had a few that were in common.
A few that were common and some that were different.
We didn't make our list together. We each made our lists
last night separate. We came up with the categories and then we made our lists on our own. So it's going to be interesting to see what we have in common as we go along.
And show other things.
Other top 10s.
Okay, so
we've had a busy past couple of weeks.
Yes, we have.
Our sister came on Wednesday, the 28th of January.
Yes.
And then
Tuesday,
yes, Tuesday the 28th. And then the three of us drove from El Paso to Phoenix and picked up our other sister at the airport in Phoenix, Linda. And so we had a fun drive over there. It was relaxing. We took our time and had a nice lunch. And so anyway, that was fun. Then, of course, we did our sister things. We went out for dinner Friday night. We went to the attic on Saturday, which was fabulous.
That was super fun.
It was very fun. We were very sad, though, because we had seen Thursday evening, I think, was when we saw it pop up that Jean, the owner of the attic, had passed away. So that was very sad. But what a legacy she's left for the cross-stitching world. Her love of samplers that she passed on to so many other stitchers.
And her love of stitching on very small counts. She's got so many people to try that. So
yeah. So I mean, it was a very sad loss for our community. But she left a lot, and I know that the girls at the attic will continue on in her footsteps. We also met one of our Flosstube viewers, Tanya. So that was so much fun. She happened to be there shopping at the attic when we were there, and so we got to visit with her. She showed us some pictures of her cross stitch pieces. She does huge pieces. Oh my goodness, they were beautiful, stunningly beautiful.
Very pretty.
Some heaven and earth designs, and so that was so fun. Tanya, thank you so much for coming up and just introducing yourself because we loved meeting you, and it's so fun. Just to see somebody that also enjoys and somebody that also enjoys cross stitching as much as we do. So Tanya, thank you for coming and introducing yourself. We got to take a picture with her, so it was very fun.
Yes, it was very
fun.
It
was great. We drove on from Phoenix on Saturday. We drove up to Cottonwood. We visited a couple of wineries, and it was really fun. That was really fun. And then on Sunday, we checked into Sedona, and we did all our little, at the timeshare that our sister has in Sedona. And we did all the touristy things. We went on a couple of scenic drives. We took one of the little trolley bus tours to see the rock formations. We visited Tlaquepaque. Yes.
Tlaquepaque.
And that little
shopping.
It was
district.
It was very fun. That was very fascinating. So anyway, we had a fabulous time.
Beautiful architecture.
Yes. It was very fun. And then we drove back yesterday. So now our sister Phyllis is going to be here for a couple of more days. We're going to be watching Super Bowl this weekend. And so any other life updates?
No.
I think that kind of covers that.
Yep, I think so too. We did have a giveaway last time.
Oh, that's right. We were giving a $10 gift card to 123 Stitch.
Yes.
And so who was our winner,
Our
Marlene?
winner is Roxanne-LC7RP.
So Roxanne, congratulations. If you will reach out to us, and the email is in the description box down below, just shoot off an email to us and we'll get you all set up with your gift card so that you can do a little bit of shopping at 123 Stitch.
Yes, congratulations. So, okay.
All right, then the next thing we're going to do is we are going to share with you another top 10.
Yes.
So let's get started with that. So our next category of top 10 favorites are previous finishes from before we started doing Flosstube. So
they're older finishes.
Yes, they're older finishes. So we're going to start. I'm going to share my top 10. So to begin with, I have this project that is a drawn thread. It was called Alphabets. And we did the stitching, and then it gave the instructions on how to do this drawn thread around the edge so that we could do a hem stitch. It was stitched in silks, and it was the called for fabric. So that is one. Then another favorite finish was my London Gardens. This one was stitched on an antique white. I believe it's 32 count antique white. And it was with a mixture of color, of flosses. Some anchor, and then some over-dyed cottons. And then the called for bead pack and the called for treasure braids. So that is a top 10. Another one is a hands-on design, a moment in chalk. I stitched this on 32 count charcoal linen using the called for classic colors, I believe. I love this one. Okay. Next is a framed one. This is my big toe design. I changed the colors and used, I believe it was shutter green, but I don't remember the lavender. And that was 28 count. This one is my very first piece I did on linen. It's a shepherd's bush. It was a class exclusive. And it's called Winter Hearts. I don't know if the chart is available now, but at the time that we did it, like in the 90s, it was only available for a class. Mickey's coming to say hello. All right, thank you, Mickey. Here you go. This is another one of my top 10 favorites. This was a design from a cross-stitch magazine. I do not know which one it was. I changed all the flosses and did fun fibers. And, oh, Mickey. Goodbye. You all have met one of my kitties now if you've not met him before. I believe this was stitched on a 28 count fabric, but I don't know the name of it. And then my next top 10 is a Paula Vaughn called Good Neighbor. I stitched this on just a basic 32 count linen using anchor floss, 2 strands over 2 fabric threads. And then this is a Little House Needleworks. Farmhouse Christmas. I finished this one and it was stitched on the called for fabric with the called for floss.
And I'm sure it was classic colors.
Classic colors, And then the next one is Holland in Springtime by Chatelaine. We stitched this on, I stitched this one on a Summer Sky using, again, a mixture of flosses, over-dyed, anchor, and then the called for bead pack and petite treasure braids. And then my last one is Elizabethan Treasures. I don't remember who the designer is, but I will look it up if anybody wants to know. This was white work. It had drawn threads. It had cut work. And I loved working on this project. So those are my top 10.
Okay, let me do mine. Okay, so one of mine. So these are my top 10. Okay, so one of my top 10 is Paula Vaughn. This is Victory Garden.
Come here, Mickey. Come on.
Victory Garden, and it was stitched on a 32 count linen using anchor floss. 2 strands over 2 fabric threads.
I'll take it.
Oh, thank you. And then I'll hand. Then another one of my favorites is a Victoria sampler. This came as a kit. So we got the fabric, the thread, and the bead pack. And is there beads?
I heard the bells.
Yes, and it's I Heard the Bells. And Carlene did the finishing for this one. Okay. And another one of my favorites is Shamrock Heart. This is by Sekas and Company. And it's it was stitched on, I believe, like a 10 count fabric, and it was stitched with pearl cottons and some over dyed fibers. Okay, and then my next one.
Oh, here, Lilies of the Field.
Lilies of the Field. Okay. And this is Lilies of the Field. Do you remember the designer for this one? It was the same one that you did Grandma's Roses for.
Yes.
It wasn't a true cross stitch design. It was more like a needlepoint. And I don't remember. I don't know what I stitched it on. Looks like maybe 18. I don't know.
Mine was an even weave.
Yeah, it's an even weave, and I believe we used I used anchor floss for it. Okay. And another one of my favorites is a Chatelaine design, London Gardens. Can you see it? Okay.
Bring it down a little.
It was stitched with a variety of threads, anchor, and overdyed cottons, using the called for bead pack and the called for treasure braids. And then I also have Holland in Springtime, but mine is not framed. Let's see, it goes this way, I believe. I think the lighthouse, the windmill was on the top. So this is, and again, it was stitched with anchor floss, and then the beads and the overdyed cottons. And the treasure braids. Okay. And another one of my favorites is a Faithwurks design. This is one of her Shelf Sitter series. From her Shelf Sitter series, this is Turkey Lurkey. And and this was done again on a large count fabric, like 10 count, using pearl cottons. Okay, and then another one.
It goes across there.
Yeah, it goes across. Let me see. Okay, this is a Rosewood Manor design called American Flag Sampler. It was very large. And I stitched it with anchor floss. 2 strands over 2 fabric threads.
And do you remember, was that 32 count? It looks
I
like
believe,
32 count.
I believe it's 32. And then the last one.
No, there's one more.
Oh, there's one more. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, then another one of my favorites is a shepherd's bush design. This is America the Beautiful, right?
Down a little so they can see the top.
So this is that one, and it came kitted.
Yes.
So it came all kitted. It was very fun.
So it was with silks and 32 count fabric.
Yes. Okay, and then the last one of my top 10 is a Butternut Road design, Catch the Wind.
I love that one.
I know, and I loved this one. I loved their dresses, so that's what drew me to the project. Their old-fashioned dress.
So pretty.
That's that. And then I did it, I believe I did it with anchor floss.
So those are our top 10 previous finishes. All right, so now we're going to show you finishes that we've had in the last couple of weeks. So
Yes.
Marlene, what did you finish?
I've only finished
She has
one.
a big finish.
Yes. So I got my Alpine Garden done. This is from Drawn Thread, and it came as a kit. So I have a finish on that one.
And it was stitched on the called for
32
fabric.
count. 32 count.
And
Using NPI silks that came in the kit.
the
And then
last time when
the
she
charm
showed, she
was
had,
included in the kit, and the beads for this tree were also.
there's the charm. The beads on the tree. Where are the beads on the tree?
Right here.
Oh, up there.
Yes.
So pretty, Marlene.
Yes, it's really pretty. I really like it.
Okay, we had a stitch in with our counted thread group, and Nancy had a new design that she had for a make and take. So it was this sweet little design called the Happy New Year sheep spool. So we got the spool that's spray painted gold, the little sheep, and then we got to choose a charm. Did you?
Oh, I didn't get my charm out. It's in
Okay.
my bag.
So
left it
I
in there,
chose
so
this
I
one
lost.
with the clock.
Mine is a
Champagne
bottle.
glass.
Yeah. Champagne bottle.
A bottle.
It's a bottle.
And then this was the stitching. So Happy New Year. So mine's stitched, but I haven't fully finished it yet. So that was very fun. So that was a finish for me. It was a new start and a finish. And then I finished my blessing sampler. I did not press this.
So pretty.
This is on a funk, stitched on 36 count mellow stone, using the called for Weeks Dye Works and classic colors.
When I show mine as a progress, so leave yours out. 'Cause
Okay.
I want to compare the colors.
All right. And then I also finished my Sayings of the Seasons Winter
Oh, that looks
by
really
stitching
pretty.
with the housewives.
That looked
This
really
is
nice.
stitched on 28 count black Monaco with the called for classic colors. 2 strands over 2 fabric threads. This was the 4th one in their quarterly series that they did through the Fat Quarter Shop for last year.
Yes.
So
for
I have
2024.
fully finishing that I need to do in the craft room now that I'm back home again.
And you've finished all of yours, right? Sayings of the season.
They're all done. All 4 of them are done.
That's good.
And
Mine
they're
are not.
fully finished except for this one.
Oh yeah, because you got your
Autumn fully
autumn
finished.
one done too. That's right. Okay. Now we're going to show new starts. Most of these we started when we were in Sedona.
Yes.
We
Well,
had
should
a
we
lot of
start
new
with our focus project for this month? Oh no,
yeah.
show
Let
that
me show
first.
this one. So I also got the little kit, the little mystery project from Faithwurks. but I don't quite have it finished. I'm going to finish it up today. So I just have a few of the little flowers up here to do. I think two or three left, and then to just put the words in.
And this was stitched on, I believe it's 27 count banding.
I think so too.
But she does an option for anchor as well. Ada, I mean, yes.
So anyway, so that was my start on that. Hopefully it will be finished tonight.
Okay, so then this week we started on our focus project, the one that we started on 12 by 12, during 12 by 12.
Yes,
Now.
Emmeline Purnell.
Okay,
So it goes like this?
like this. Turn it this way.
Okay. So it's,
This way. Because if you lay it down,
no, but
it
then
goes,
mine's on the short side.
no, if you lay it down, it goes like this.
But mine is short.
It doesn't matter, they're square.
Oh, okay.
They're, it's almost square.
Seems short. So
It's not, yes.
okay.
So this is Emmeline Purnell. We're stitching it on
40 count?
40 count
Vanilla cream.
Vanilla Cream by Atomic Ranch using the called for DMC colors. So we only got to stitch just a little bit on Sunday on this. And so we got some of our blue flowers done. Marlene, I think, is actually a little ahead of me. She got, oh no, I added a little bit of more leaf, but she got the red centers put in on her flower. So this is a Hands Across the Sea design. It was an exclusive at Acorns and Threads.
There's my chart.
Oh, yes.
You could have shown the chart. Let me see. Here, it's over here.
Just a minute, we'll grab the, oh, I see it right there on the top.
Here's the chart. Emmeline Purnell by Hands Across the Sea.
Okay, that's your chart.
Okay. Where, and then.
Okay, where's... All right, we were a little discombobulated, so I think we're straight now. Right before we left, I started Frosty Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. I got the teeniest start ever. I got the roof done. And then I realized I was missing more colors than I thought. So I picked those up at the attic when we were there. So now I'm going to keep working on this for a little while just because I would like to get the Frosty. I have Valentine or Big Hearted Tiny Town finished. So I would like to work on this one a little more so that I have January and February's done. Okay. Then while we were on our trip, we both started designs for Valentine's Day. Mine is Sambry Stitches design called Love Story. I love this. Every love story is beautiful, but ours is my favorite. I changed the colors. I'm using Agua Fresca 40 count Grace Notes fabric. And then I chose a Dinky Dyed Over Dye floss. And then I have two pinks that I'm going to use for the words.
That's really pretty.
I think it's going to look really pretty. I'm going to do this one for my husband, so I'm hoping to have it done for Valentine's Day.
That would be good. Okay, and I'm doing a Primrose Cottage design, but it's one that Katie did. It's Lovebirds. And I'm stitching it on a fabric from my stash. I don't know what it is. I think it's a 28 count.
It looks
and I'm
like
just
28.
using, it was charted for DMC, but I changed it to Anchor. So I'm just using Anchor floss.
It's so cute. I just love it.
I do too.
Really cute.
It's going to be a really cute
Do you want it to be a little pillow?
Yes.
Okay. And then when we were at the attic, we got a design. All four of the sisters bought the same design. Our sister Phyllis found it, and she was the one first that said, you know, I want to do this one. Then when we all looked at it, and the verse was so pretty, so we all got this one. It's an older Plum Street sampler design.
Edie's Garden.
And it has a really beautiful saying. It says, in gardens are found quiet joy for the day, all trouble and sorrow cast off and away. So it was very pretty. It was pretty for the weekend with the sisters spending it together. And this is our progress. We are stitching it on.
Oh, wow, you have a lot.
Marlene and I are stitching on the same fabric. It's 40 count suede by Needle Bling Designs.
Yes. This is my start. I just am working on the vase still.
It's so pretty. And we're stitching this with the called for colors, which are DMC. And this is my progress. It's really quick. So it's very fun. Now I'm really enjoying stitching on the Needle Bling fabric. Okay.
Yes, I really like the needle bling. It's very nice to
All
stitch on.
right. So now what are we going to be doing
Let me
next,
check
Marlene?
this minute. Sorry. I'm distracted by Mickey.
Yes, Mickey's up here. I'm going to feed him.
Okay. We're going to do our planner showcase.
Okay, let me feed Mickey. So our next top 10 that we're going to share is top 10 favorite floss colors. Since my favorite color is red, I am going to share my top 10 favorite reds to stitch with. So to start with, and I'm sorry these are not pretty, but this is Anchor number 44. So it's not a true red, but it works nice for those more primitive ones that you
Or for Christmas.
or Christmas. And then this 9046 is Anchor also, and it is a bright Christmas red. So those. For sampler threads, Buckeye Scarlet, again, is that bright, really bright, true red color. Or for one that's a little more primitive looking, I like Cranberry by Sampler Threads.
Yeah, I like cranberry too.
For Weeks Dye Works, Candy Apple, bright red. And my favorite, more primitive one is Merlot. I want a glass of Merlot.
Yes, that sounds good.
And then I have 4 favorites for classic colors. Cupid, no, actually this one's Ribbon Red. And Cupid has a little bit more color variation. So I like that if I want a little bit more change in color. Then Hollyberry is a nice bright, but not really bright. So it's not as bright.
Yeah, it's kind of bright,
and then
but a little
Manor
dusty.
Red is my favorite for more prim. And again, it has quite a bit of color change. So those are my favorite reds.
Okay, and since my favorite color is blue, I chose blues. So I'm going to start with classic colors. So Deep Sea is one of my all-time favorites that I go to a lot for blues. And then Old Blue Jeans, that's a darker shade of blue, but it's more of a dusty shade of blue. So that's another good blue. And then I did a more blue-green one, Tropical Paradise. This is such a good one to use for like spring stitching or it's just really
Well, and
good.
it's pretty in the winter.
Yeah,
And it's also really pretty in fall. So
Yeah.
it's just a good
Yeah,
color.
it's
And
just
of course,
that
great
good teal
summer
blue.
and spring.
And then I chose 2 sampler threads. One is a light blue, Morning Glory. I love this one. And sometimes it goes to almost a really pale lavender. So it has some really pretty color changes. So I like that one. And then Island Blue.
Oh, I love
That's
that
another
one.
one. It has a lot of really pretty color changes, but it has that really pretty teal, dark teal color. So that's one of my favorites to use. And then I chose 5 Weeks Dye Works. I chose another light blue. This is Morris blue. It's just a very light blue.
That one's good if you need something for like snowflakes.
Yeah.
Or...
And then I chose Ocean. It's another teal blue, but it doesn't have quite as much color variation as the Island blue from Sampler. And then another teal that I chose. This is the really pretty turquoise. And then
super pretty.
And then Santa Cruz. Is this one you're using on Hawaii? Yes, so that's a really
I
pretty.
have a few of those in Hawaii.
So it's a darker teal color, kind of more blue than teal. And then my all-time favorite is Americana.
Yeah,
it's a
that's
dark
good,
navy blue.
patriotic.
A good patriotic color.
So top 10 favorite floss colors. Well, red colors
and
for me.
blues.
Okay.
Then we're going to show our stitching progress.
All right. So I did stitch a little bit more on my All Is Calm, but this one is going to be put away now. This is Plum Street Sampler.
Oh, you've got some of your...
I've got my donkey almost filled in.
Yeah, he's showing up really
nice. And I started on some of the trees, outlining some of the trees. So this is really fun. This one will come out for Jolly July.
Okay, and I'm still working on my Blessing Sampler. I did not get it done. So, on a funk. Did you keep yours out? Do you know where yours is?
Yes.
This is how much I have done. I'm going to keep working on it. I'm hoping to get it done. Is it upside down? Yes. So I'm going to keep working on it and get it finished. I'm not going to put it away. So I'm on the second page. Well, the first page because I started on the second. So, and I'm using 36 count Mellow Stone.
By Atomic Ranch.
And I'm using the called for
colors on the alternate color list. And that's what Marlene wanted to just show the difference, because I used the first list of colors. Marlene used the alternate list, and they're both beautiful, but you can see mine has just a little bit more bolder color.
Brighter. Mine are more muted. And
But they're both
I don't have
beautiful.
the bright... the Colonial Copper. Yeah, see, I don't have that one. I used, it called for Root Beer Float.
So they're both beautiful. Then I did a little bit more stitching on for Mira Monday, my June's Pearl Fairy. We're stitching this on light taupe. 32 count light taupe.
Oh, you got...
And so I worked on finishing up her face, and then I started filling in here on her arms, and she's holding like some flowers or something here. And so I did some green there. So that's done.
Yes, I worked on my June's Pearl Fairy also.
She will come back out again.
Yes, but I just continued to work on her dress. So I'm just getting more of her dress filled.
Marlene just starts in an area and then goes straight up. Yeah. I bounce all over the place.
Yeah, she counts up. I never do that because mine would never work out if I did that. One arm would be way over here or something scary.
Then I got to work on my Leap Year Start, which is Jenny Bean for the Parlor by Shakespeare's Peddler. I'm working on part 2. I need to have part 2 finished by the end of February. And this is my progress. So I'm coming along nicely, but I'm going to need to work diligently if I'm going to stay caught up. I'm stitching this on 40 count Ran by Picture This Plus, using the called for sampler threads. Gentler sampler
I'm
threads.
still working on my sayings of the season, winter. Again, this was one I'm going to continue to work on until I finish it. So this is what I have done. I'm coming along pretty good.
It's so pretty. And again, this is on 28
Yes.
count black Monaco.
With the call for classic colors.
Okay, then I worked on my One Thread a Day, which is Hollyberry by Erica Michaels. I'm stitching this on the 40 count gauze using a tent stitch. So one strand of floss over one silk gauze strand. Thread. So I'm just filling in the background.
I have not worked on my One Thread a Day because I'm trying to finish that on a funk and then the winter sayings of the season. So my One Thread a Day has kind of gotten left behind. And I am working on my leap year start, the Houses of Hawthorne Hollow, and I'm working on the third block right here. This one. And I'm going to need to do some extra work on it if I'm going to get it finished because I still have a lot to do. So, but I got the house done. Oh, that section of the house done. And then I'm ready to start that quilt block down here. So, and I'm stitching this on 40 count embellish from Atomic Ranch with anchor floss. I converted the DMC to anchor.
So pretty.
It's really
And then I worked on my garden, which for February is a drawn thread design called Moonlit Garden. I didn't get to work very much on it on Saturday, but I did get a little bit done. I just worked in the center here on this trellis.
Yes, we were trying to stitch on this in the hotel room on
And
Saturday
the
night,
lighting
and the
was
lighting
terrible.
was not good. So.
And this came kitted, so I'm stitching it with NPI silks, and it's on 32 count Stony Point linen by Witcheld. So that all came with the kit.
And then I'm working on the Satsuma Street for Calling Birds. It's part of her 12 Days of Christmas series, ornament series. I worked on this in the car when we were driving, so this is my progress on that. And this is another one that I would like to continue to work on till I have a finish, because I don't have too much left. And it's stitched on perforated paper using the called for DMC. It came as a kit, so I'm using the floss that was included in the kit.
And then I'm working on my first word swap by Stitching with the Housewives called Snowmen. I'm working on this till I finish because then I'm going to do Valentine's next. So I want to get each one done, each month done before I go on to the next month. So this is my progress. I'm getting close to a finish. I'm stitching this on 32 count Icelandic blue using mostly the called for classic colors. I did change the green because for some reason I didn't bring the right green with me on our trip, and so I made do with what I had.
And then I'm also working on my garden, and for February I chose to work on Postcard of Love for my garden, and I worked on this one on Saturday in the hotel room, so I did not make very much progress. I think this is okay, and so I just worked on this. This is being stitched on 40 count antique white, and we converted the colors to dinky dyes.
Dinky dye silks.
Yeah,
so we're using one strand of floss over one fabric thread.
And two fabric threads.
Two fabric threads. Yes. So, okay, then for My Mirror Monday in February, I'm stitching Lady of the Mist. I love her. And I worked on her glove.
Oh my God.
So I got her glove done down here. And there may be a little bit of her dress skirt also, but I think that's her hand. I'm stitching this
so
on
pretty.
32 count Stormy Sky using anchor floss, 2 strands over 2 fabric threads. Yes, I love her.
She's really
I'm
pretty.
very excited to be working on her this month.
Yes, and I'm working for my Mira project this month. I'm working on Ella the Frog Princess. And I got her neck all put in. So I'm working down to her arm so
Down
I can put
here
the
to
little
the-
frog in. I'm excited to get down to that because then I get to put more flowers in.
She's so pretty.
So
And
I
you're
need to do
stitching
back
her
stitching.
on?
30 count Persian gray.
Oh yeah,
30 count Persian gray, and I'm using anchor floss.
Mickey is back. Mickey. Okay, find a spot to lay down. Okay, then Belle Paris is having her ladies' night out in February. And I am stitching her on 28 count antique white opalescent using the called for DMC colors.
Oh, she's
So I
pretty.
got all of the buildings finished behind her. So now this week when I stitch on her, I'm gonna go over here and finish her face, and then I can do back stitching on these 2 pages right here.
So pretty. And I am working on, for my ladies' night out, I'm working on London Elegance. And this one, it will be a finish this month. And I worked on her, putting in her other leg and her shoe and doing this corner of her coat and dress. So this is the end of the page right there. That's where the page ends. And I'm stitching it on 32 count
Icelandic
blue with anchor floss.
She's so pretty. Very pretty. Okay, then for my big awesome project in February, I'm working on my Hidden Treasure bookshelf. This is a Heaven and Earth design. I'm stitching it on 25 count fabric with 2 strands of floss over 1 fabric thread, but I'm doing a tent stitch. Now, I started with a full cross and it was just very hard. So I'm doing a tent stitch, and you really, I don't know, I can't tell.
No, I can't tell either.
So I got only, because we got home last night, probably 8:30, and I got 200 stitches put in, 200 half
I
stitches.
didn't get very much done yet. And for my big awesome project, I'm continuing to work on Nativity. So I'm working on the blue angel over here. And I just got her halo put in around her head and some more of the blue on her sleeve, outlining the sleeve of her dress here, and then the halo. So that's what I got done.
It's so pretty.
Okay.
When I finish my holly berry, I'm going to work on this one as 1 thread a day just to do the streamers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, next we're going to share some more favorites.
Yes.
So our next group of top 10 favorites are our top 10 favorite current whips. So Marlene, do you want to start?
So it's anything that is included in our list that we made at the beginning of the year, or any new starts that we've had recently.
Right.
So yes, so I'll go ahead and start. So my first one is,
And we didn't say this, but our top 10s are not in any particular order.
no.
So it's not like number one
No.
that Marlene's showing is her overall favorite, because I couldn't choose that.
No, me
Because
neither.
whatever project I'm working on at the moment is my favorite.
Yes, exactly. So okay, so one of my top 10 favorite current whips is Ann Thomas from Hands Across the Sea. And I'm stitching this on 40 count Dune from Atomic Ranch, and I'm using the called for DMC. Okay, then another one is Strawberry Fields Farm from Victoria Samplers. This one came as a kit, so I'm using whatever was called for. And
I'll tell you.
this is I can never remember that fabric. And this is what I have done on it.
It's olive green cashel linen,
Okay.
and it's the Kreinik Moire
Oh yeah.
or Mori,
Maury.
and then Avera Soie.
So that's it's being stitched
So-
with it. Whatever came in the kit is what I'm using. There's that. And then another one is Ella the Frog Princess. I just showed you that one, so I'm not going to show you the stitched piece again. So that's another one of my top 10 favorites. Another one of my top 10 favorites is Houses of Hakron Hollow. Again, I just showed you that one.
Carriage House Samplings.
Yes, Carriage House Samplings. And then I have another top 10 favorite, a Chatelaine. This is Autumn Hydrangea Fog. This is my progress on this one. This one, again, is being stitched on 32 count fabric, light sand, I believe.
Uh-huh.
And we're using a variety of flosses, some anchor and some overdyed cottons. And then the called for
Petite
treasure braid. And there will be a bead pack that we have to get for this one. Can you fold this up for me? And then another one of my top 10 favorites is Winter Moon from Plum Street. And this is my progress on this one.
So pretty.
I
And you're
haven't gotten
stitching
to it.
on
I'm stitching on
Saltbush.
Saltbush from Fox and Rabbit.
Uh-huh.
And I'm using all the called for floss. So it's a variety. Some DMC, some classic, and some weeks, and maybe some samplers. So it has all the threads.
Okay, and then here's this one.
And then another one of my favorites is The Witch Next Door, which of course I haven't stitched on this one for forever, but when I do stitch on it, I love doing it. So it had to be one of my favorites.
That's Primrose Cottage
Yes,
design.
Primrose Cottage. And this is my progress on that. So cute. I just love the
And
little
you're
ghosts.
stitching this on fabric from your stash?
Yeah, fabric from my stash. I believe it's a light taupe, 32 count.
It's different than our Pearl Fairy, though.
Yeah. Maybe it's mushroom. Might be mushroom.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be. It could be mushroom.
Something from my stash. I don't know
Well,
what
it's
it is.
pretty. It's perfect for that.
Yeah, the white
it
shows up
looks
really
like
good.
the photo, the fabric in the
Yeah.
photo, and the white shows up really nice.
Good. So, and then another one of my top 10 favorites is my red sampler, the Bristol sampler. This is another design from Hands Across the Sea. This is Louisa Coolymore. And I'm stitching this on 40 count Cream and Sugar by
Fiber on a Whim.
Fiber on a Whim. And I'm using Tweenway Silk number 42.
You're coming along really nice with that. These will come out for a Sampler Sunday.
Yes.
A month of Sampler Sundays.
Yes.
A month or two probably.
Yeah.
Because we don't have that many samplers.
And then another one of my top 10 favorites is the blue flower in Praise of Pollinators. This one will be coming out this month as one of my gardens. It's also it'll be one of my focus projects because it was one of my 12 by 12 projects.
Oh, that's the back.
Oh, that's the back, sorry. So
This is
what
being
I have.
stitched on Storm.
Yes, 40
count Storm by Atomic Ranch.
And it's using the called for
Mostly DMC. Just a couple of overdyed cotton
Yes.
flosses. So pretty.
Yes, so I'm going to continue to work on the cactus. And then another one of my favorites, my last one, is the Tiny Towns.
So currently this is her
Yes.
Tiny Town.
My favorite Tiny Town. And all I have done is this. I'm hoping to work on this one today, maybe. So,
It's so cute. We're stitching our Tiny Towns on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha.
yes. With
Using-
one strand of floss.
Using mostly the called for colors.
I think I changed mine because I didn't have a lot of them. So I kind of changed and pulled from whatever I had in stash.
Very nice. Okay, my top 10 favorite current whips at the moment are Lady of the Mist, which I just showed you, by Mirabilia. Changing Seasons by Fox and Rabbit. I'm stitching this on 32 count light sand using flosses that I chose. And I did add a little bit because I worked on this in January.
Oh,
And
good.
so
that looks really
I
pretty.
started adding my overdyed flowers up there in the corner.
Really pretty.
And then they'll repeat here again.
And I like how it's the same here and here.
Yeah.
That looks really pretty.
So that will be my border. So this one will come out again for another garden. I'm using some silks, some anchors, some overdyed.
That's
A
really
variety.
pretty.
So, yes, I'm really loving this project.
I need to get my nails back.
And then somehow I lost the picture. It's somewhere in the bag, but I didn't get it out. My next favorite is a Chatelaine design. This is Hawaii Gardens. I'm stitching it on 30 count pecan shortbread using a mix of flosses. Overdyed cottons, anchor floss, treasure braids.
And
And I
already
do
have
have the bead pack already for this. Okay, my next current favorite is Anton Uffendell, a Hands Across the Sea design. I'm stitching this on 40 count light mocha using the called for DMC colors. I have the bones of the border done, and I'm just starting to work on filling in the inside. Okay. Another current favorite is Bellaroma. Of all of the ladies by Joan Elliott, this is a Joan Elliott design. I love her colors the best. I'm stitching her on 32 count Summer Sky using anchor floss. My next favorite,
I had that one too.
yes, the Blue Flower in Praise of Pollinators. I'm also stitching mine on an Atomic Ranch fabric, Storm, 40 count, using the called for DMC colors.
You're coming really good on that.
And then, even though I've been working on this for years, this is still one of my favorites. the nativity. I'm working on this top part. I did not work on this one at all since I showed it the last time because this was my big awesome project in January. And I've just got a little start on the angel up there at the top. I'm going to change her skin tone and hair color. So there's that. This one's being stitched on 32 count light sand using anchor floss and lots of Krynic rings. Then another current favorite is Alaska by Sue Hillis with some personalization, which I think is why it's my favorite. I'm loving the way this is turning out, really, and it's cute. So fun to stitch on because I'm adding things that we saw and did when we were up in Alaska. This is a fabric that Marlene and I hand dyed ourselves, and I really like it for this chart. Yeah, I'm using anchor floss. And then The Light of Winter by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. I'm stitching this one on 40 count Chai by Seraphim Fabrics using the called for DMC colors. No. It's Weeks Dye Works, almost all Weeks Dye Works.
That's really pretty.
I'm loving that one. That one's getting put away for now. And then my last one is Teresa Koget's Hometown. This is in Patreon, in her Patreon group. It is a stitch along and it's going to be 24 parts. So this is the latest printout. So this part right down here was what was added for January.
So you're supposed to be finished with it by the end of this year.
Yes.
Because you started it last year, right?
This is my progress.
That's really pretty.
I know. It is so pretty. I'm stitching this on 40 count up in the attic by Fox and Rabbit using the called for DMC colors. And Teresa did change this red to an overdyed Indian red.
Was that
Weeks Dye Works. Mm-hmm. So that's my progress. So you can see I'm far behind because I should be down here putting in there's this row under the barn that I've done the barn. So there's this row, and then this was the first one for January this month. So I'm far behind, but I will catch up.
Yes, you'll get it done.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's favorite current whips.
Yes.
Then we had a little bit of haul.
Yes, we had a little bit of haul that we got at the attic. So we'll go ahead and share that.
So you already saw our needle bling fabric. Mm-hmm. It's suede, 40 count suede by Needle Bling Design. And we had enough for Marlene and I each to start that new design that we got.
Garden.
And then we still have this much left. So yay. Beatty's Garden went on this. Yes, so this will go back to the stash. And then what else did you get there, Marlene?
I just got charts. So
okay, go ahead.
Oh, and
I have yours.
Oh,
you gave me yours. Go ahead and show that.
So
we both bought this.
Yes, we both bought this. We didn't take it out of the plastic. This is the exclusive chart at the attic, Jessie Chandler. And it shows the different ways that it can be stitched, two colorways. The first way is that
this is the faded front.
And then this is how it looked on the back. So the brighter is how it looked on the back.
And then they had coordinating fabric panels. So Marlene and I each bought a large one. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to make project bags with this so that we have a project bag when we start our project. We have to order. They didn't have the fabric in stock. They just put in an order. And then I got the small size also so that I can make a little like pin pillow
Oh, cute.
with it. Okay, let me take that back because you aren't going to be sewing the project.
No. Okay, and then did you want to show your?
Okay. Well, no, because we got this at the attic.
And then I picked, this is
Jeanette
Jeanette Douglas that I picked up.
And what does it say? Hopeful?
Hopeful, yes.
So pretty.
It's the Blooming Bouquet number 6. So I picked up that chart.
And I got the Blooming Bouquet number 1, Thankful, by Jeanette Douglas. We saw these models stitched and they're just stunningly beautiful.
They are really beautiful.
So these are on our wish list.
Yes, and we got, we all got a Jeanette Douglas.
Yeah, each
design
of the
too.
sisters got a Jeanette Douglas design.
We all got, well, Carlene and Linda got the same one.
We did.
Phyllis and I both got 2 different ones.
Then I also got my fancy floss from Fine Floss Club from Fat Quarter Shop. This one was called Frosty Fox. So a brown, some blues, and a gray. So I thought that was nice.
Oh, yeah.
A nice little mixture of colors. And then I got my first 32 count
That's pretty.
Lugana. Well, it's even weave. I shouldn't. Yes, it is Lugana. It's marked Lugana. From Atomic Ranch. It is called Destiny, and it is beautiful. A very pretty, nice neutral.
Yeah, that's really
so it'd be great for a mirabilia if you didn't have a lot of white because it's pale.
Yeah.
So very nice. So that's it for haul.
Yes, that's it for haul. Okay. Now, next we're going to do...
Favorite designers.
So, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to share our favorite designers.
And of course, these change also.
Yes. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you tell you the designer, and then we're going to show you a project that we would like to stitch in the future.
Right.
So okay. So you want to go ahead and start?
Yes. So my top, well, not top, but one of my favorite designers is Blackbird. I like all Blackbird designs. And one that I have on my wish list to do is Feliz Navidad, which is one of their Christmas samplers. So that's one. Then Primrose Cottage. I love all the Primrose Cottage. We just got yesterday their Free Stitch Friday. Well, Free Stitch February, I guess it's not Friday. This is the design. So this one is going to be my Valentine's Day start.
That's really cute.
It's really cute. And I love the finish with the little pocket.
Yeah.
Then Lindy Stitches. And this was one that I bought at Jingle Ball. This is a Christmas one, but I have others of hers that I would like to do that aren't seasonal. This is the one called Dust of Snow. I love this one. Faithwurks Designs, one of my favorites. And this year is the 250th anniversary of Jane Austen's birthday. And one of the things I have in stash that I've never stitched are these beautiful little needle rolls. Nancy did the design for this stitching. And so I would like to stitch these this year during the anniversary of her birth. So, and I'm reading all of her books. I don't think I've ever read them. I know them, of course, but I've not read them. So there's that one. Then Chatelaine. This I have in stash. I would love to do Dyer's Mandela Garden. This was actually the first design Marlene and I bought. We each bought this one. And I would love to do that one.
I think the first one we got was Holland in Springtime.
Oh, maybe so. And then we bought that one. Yeah, you're probably right. And then Mirabilia, favorite designer. And my next one that I would like to do is Stargazer. I've seen some color changes that I'm kind of interested in doing, but I think these colors are lovely too. But I would like to do her on something that looks more like a night sky fabric. So there's that one. Liz Matthews, hello from Liz Matthews. This happens to be the chart I pulled out, which is the 11th day of Christmas, but I would like to do Christmas. I've done day 4, but I'd like to start back now at the beginning and do day 1. And I will do the sampler and the tree if it's got a bird in the design. So this one would not be the tree, it would be only the sampler. And then Hands Across the Sea. Now, of course, this is a new one that I just bought, so I would love to start this one. I'm going to do it in the bright colorway, and I would like to do kind of like Kim, the Contented Needleworker, does. She chooses just parts and do them like as small little pin pillows or something like that.
That would be good.
Prairie Schooler. I would love to do this one. This is the January. I think both of these designs are just adorable. And finally, Plum Street Sampler. And I would like to do this big house. Repeat the sounding joy. No, this one is This Joyous Season.
That's good.
Those are mine.
I have some of the same ones.
I'm excited to see what yours are.
So I have Hands Across the Sea, Jesse Chandler. This would be one that I would like to stitch too. And I have a Plum Street. I have Plum Street as one of my favorite designers, and I have this one in stash, Spring Moon. So I would like to do that one. I'm doing Winter Moon, so. And then Jeanette Douglas. I haven't stitched any of her designs, but I've seen them. Well, I saw them. For some reason, I was looking at them on 123 Stitch. And so I was so excited when we went to the attic and they had the whole section.
Yeah.
So so I would just love to do her designs.
Because
they're
I
so
believe,
beautiful.
and I'm pretty sure that she was one of the designers that was at Sampler Symposium.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's why they had
that
her
could
models.
be. So anyway, so I would love to do hers. Then, let's see.
Heart in Hand?
Yes, Heart in Hand is another one of my favorites. And of course, all of the Tiny Towns, I want to do all of them. So I just pulled this one out of my stash, the Halloween Tiny Town. But I would actually like to do, I already have Blooming Tiny Town started, but I would like to do the Patriotic Tiny Town.
And I want to do Honey of a Tiny Town.
Oh, yeah, and Honey of a Tiny Town too, yes. And then another one I have is Mirabilia. And I would like to do this one as my next one, Sleeping Princess.
That's the one that Handwork Maniac is stitching, and it is so
I just love the colors.
pretty.
It's so bright.
It's so pretty.
And then another one, the Blue Flower, and I would like to do one of her Seasons of the Heart. So I just pulled up the spring one, and she does have a new Seasons of the Heart coming out for Nashville Market. I would like to get that one.
Yeah, it's the Rocky Mountain.
Yes. So that's another one of my favorite designers. Then I have a Chatelaine. Chatelaine is another one of my favorites. I have the Irish Mandela that I would like to do. We have the fabric already, but we haven't kitted this one up. But I would like to do this one since we went to Ireland.
I have that one in stash also.
So anyway, so that's one. And then I also picked Prairie Schooler as one of my favorite designs. And I just picked May because that's coming up. So that would be fun. I like both of these charts also. I just like the small one. I think it's so cute.
It is.
So anyway. And then another favorite designer is Shannon Christine. This is one that I picked up at camp several years ago with a little owl. I think he's so cute. That would be so fun to do for fall.
He's very cute. I don't have that one.
Yes, bright colors.
Yes, he does.
So
Very pretty.
that would be fun. And then I have Paula Vaughn. Even though she's an older designer, she doesn't have new things coming out. I think she's just a classic. And I would just love to do hers. And I would like, I've done a lot of I've done all of them. I'm working on April now. So I would like to skip ahead and do something for fall. So I could have a fall design of hers out in the fall. So I would like to do this one with the pumpkins and the wagon. It would be for November.
That's pretty.
So anyway, so those are my top 10 designers.
Okay. What about what's coming up, Marlene? What are you going to be stitching?
I want to work on my 2 Valentine designs, the Lovebirds and then Big Hearted Tiny Town.
I'm going to be working on my love story, and then I want to start the Primrose Cottage. The Be My Valentine. Yeah. I would like to start that one
next week on Valentine's Day.
And then I'm going to continue to work on my daily assignment that I have.
And I'm also going to continue to work on getting Anna Funk done and my
Sayings of the Seasons Winter. Yes, I'm going to be getting my snowmen done and then going on to my Valentine word swap. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So we have one more top 10 favorite, and then we are going to be doing a giveaway.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and share our last top 10 favorites. For our last top 10 category, we are going to be sharing finishes that we have that we've completed since we started filming for Flosstube. So those are our top 10 finishes since we started filming Flosstube.
So more recent finishes.
Yes, more recent finishes.
Yes.
So do you want to go or shall I?
It doesn't matter.
I'll go ahead. Okay. All right. So number 1, I finished my Shepherd's Bush Herb Gatherer. This came as a kit with just the fabric and then the bead pack. And then you chose your floss. I used Anchor floss for mine.
So pretty.
It was stitched on a 32 count antique white that came in the kit. For my second is This Is the Day by Plum Street Sampler. I did this for my husband's and my 25th wedding anniversary. It's stitched on Milk and Honey by, I think, Picture This Plus, using the called for colors. It's a 40 count. And then my next one was Hibernation Day. This is a heartstring samplery design.
So pretty.
And I'm not sure what I stitched it on. And I do know that I did some color changes. I finished it on a frame from the unfinished wood section in Hobby Lobby. And then the next one.
You could turn over here.
Yes, that would work better. The next one is It Is Well. This was a My Big Toe design. This is proof that one thread a day really does work. Last year when I started it, I had
just this section, right? Right there?
Yes, just this little section done. That was all I had done.
And you finished it in
October. I started in January and finished it up in October.
You did really
so that is, and I stitched it on a 40 count antique white. Then I have a Stitching with the Housewives design. God Bless America, stitched on 32 count charcoal Lugana using the Cob 4 Classic colors. And then I did the finishing technique that Priscilla and Chelsea had used, except I got a white frame from Michaels. Oh, Mickey is coming back again. Little Mickey, you really are a bit of a problem today. Okay, then I have a Faithwurks design called Springtime Quaker, finished in this little vintage clock.
And that was from Hobby Lobby also.
Yes.
So pretty.
And it was stitched on a 28 count, I think, Lugana.
This is a design
with
she
anchor
released.
floss.
This is a design she released for a February getaway.
Yes. So that was a Faithwurks design. I loved that one. And
That
it was
one's
very
really-
fun to stitch.
It was fun.
And then I have a birthday start for 2023 Bent Creek design. The design was Begin Row. And I stitched it with the Cob 4 colors using an Icelandic blue 32 count. My husband is just getting home from his first track meet. Hi, honey.
Hello.
And then I have Sea to Shining Sea. This was a Little House design, Little House Needleworks. This came kitted. We got the chart and silk flosses, and then we used the Cob 4 fabric. So it was NPI silks. And it was a 5-6 part, because each house was a part, and then the border was the last part.
And the floss came in each little kit.
Yes.
Each section.
And then I have two more. This is my very first reproduction sampler that I finished, Rosanna Dissery. It was Works by ABC. Works by ABC design. And I loved the story of the young girl that stitched this.
It's very pretty.
We stitched it on beautiful beige. Stitched it on beautiful beige using anchor floss. And my last one is a big one. Last year I finished Anniversaries of the Heart by Blackbird Design. I don't want to bump you on the head. So this was my Anniversaries of the Heart. Oh, Mickey. Oh, he's gonna go outside with Charlie. This was stitched with
Stitched on
classic colors
weeks.
and some samplers, some weeks, and it was stitched on a 32 count beige.
So pretty.
So those are my recent top 10 finishes.
Okay. So
what do you have?
okay. So my recent top 10
I will
finishes
help you.
starts with America the Beautiful. This was a Stitching with the Housewives design. I stitched it on 28 count vintage country mocha, and I used all the called for threads, but I did change the letters from, they were supposed to be stitched in the white, and I changed them to the dark blue, which was Mermaid's Fin by Classic Colorworks. And so that is the only change I made. And then Carlene did the finishing using the Chelsea and Priscilla's techniques. And she got the white frame at Michael's. So that was my first, most recent finish. Then this is one that I just did last year. This was one of my new to me designers, Brenda Gervais. This is Spring Awakens. And I stitched it on Vintage Country Mocha, but I did it on the non-model side. And I used all the called for threads. And then my next one is Seaside Tiny Town. This was the first tiny town that I had stitched. This was your first one too, right?
Yes.
And we did it on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha using one strand of floss and with all the called for classic colors.
Actually, that one was stitched on raw.
Oh, it was on raw.
32 count raw.
32 count raw.
Yes, all the called for colors, but one strand
Yes.
over two,
One
even though we
strand
did
over
it on
two.
32
Yeah.
count.
I love it. So, okay, and then the next one. This was my birthday start in 2023. This was The Beach is Calling by Erica Michaels. I stitched it on a 40 count ancient, and I used all the called for floss.
I don't think it was 40 count. Was it?
It looks like 40 count. Yeah, it's really small.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it was
Maybe
40
it
count.
was.
So, then another favorite of my recent finishes is Fall on the Farm from Little House Needleworks. I love the colors in this one. So it was a 9-part series, so we got a part every
Pull it down
month.
low. There we go.
So it's that one.
I have to finish that.
And this was stitched with the called for classic colors. And then this is one I just finished last summer. This is Lighthouse Summer Garden. This is from Liz Turner Deal. And it came as a kit. So I used the fabric that was included in the kit and all the floss that was in the kit.
And it was some different kind of cotton.
Yeah. It came in little packages. Okay, then another recent finish. This one I just finished last October. This was Erin Elizabeth's Halloween tier. And this one we used the called for DMC, and we stitched it on 40 count pistachio from Atomic Wrench, or 36 count. 36 count pistachio from Atomic Wrench. And my last one is my Anniversaries of the Heart. I just finished this one in December, I believe it was. I don't have mine framed yet. This one is mine. So, and it was also stitched on 32 count beautiful beige. And I used mostly the called for
Just beige,
colors.
not beautiful beige.
Okay, just beige. Mostly the called for colors.
I can't find your Strawberry Fields. Do you know where it is?
Strawberry Fair. Strawberry Fair, not Strawberry Fields.
I don't know where that is.
I thought is it back on the table?
Well, I know Halloween Tier was there. No.
Okay. She's bringing it. It got put away.
So, was there one other one?
No, that's the Strawberry Fair was my last one. And then this is another new to me designer from last year. October House Fiber Arts. And this is Strawberry Fair. And I stitched this on 32 count mushroom, I believe. And I stitched it with the called for threads. Right?
Uh-huh.
So
How
that
pretty.
is, so those are my top 10s.
Top 10
My recent finishes. A lot of them were finishes from last year. So that was that. Okay, now we're going to do a giveaway. So do we want to do the giveaway or do you want to show your planner?
Yeah, we can show our planner.
Okay, so let's do our planner first and then we'll do the giveaway. So this is our planner. Mine is a little sparse. This was for last week when we were in Sedona.
No, that was this week.
Oh yeah, that
Even
was
though it
this
feels like last week. No, so when Fellas got here and we just had stuff to do and I spent all day stitching on a couple of things and
this is mine.
so we're keeping up with our planners.
Yes. So I love having my planner.
I do too.
So, okay.
Okay.
And then for today's giveaway,
We're going to do three giveaways. So, first of all, a week from today is Valentine's Day. So, our sister Linda gifted us with this chart. Somehow she got two. When she ordered, she ended up with two of this one and not one of the other charts that she wanted. And so this is Primrose Cottage Valentine Quilt, Valentine's Day Quilt. So if you would like this one, use the word quilt in your comment.
Okay, so let me write that down so I remember what words to use.
And our second giveaway is a Plum Street Samplers. It is a springy looking design called My Garden House. And if you would like to be entered in this drawing, use the word house in your comment. And then our last giveaway is going to be a $10 gift card to Lindy Stitches. We are gearing up for Nashville Market. So, well, not we personally.
No.
But we're excited to be shopping.
Yes.
And Lindy, Stephanie at Lindy Stitches has started her little short Flosstube videos that show new releases coming at market. So she did, she's done one. The second one was supposed to be out late this afternoon.
Yes.
So you can check that out. You can make a wish list. If you order multiple times, they'll refund shipping so you don't pay multiple shipping charges. So that's really nice. And they just keep you really updated as to what's coming, what's going to be available and that kind of thing. So if you would like to be entered in the drawing for a $10 gift card to Lindy Stitches, use the word market. So, quilt is your word for this one. House for the Plum Street Sampler. And market for the gift card. Or you can use all three. And remember, you don't have to really use them in a sentence. You can just put all three words at the end of your comment. But you do need to leave us a comment in order to be entered.
Yes.
And do we have anything else? I hope you enjoyed our little show and tell.
Yes.
It's probably a little lengthy, but hopefully you enjoyed everything that we showed you. And
we are going to, we do have a Facebook group
called Sun City Stitchers.
So, if
Yeah,
you haven't
check that
joined
out.
check it out.
And there are 3 questions you need to answer in order for Marlene and I to approve you to be part of the group. So make sure you do answer all 3 questions. We're going to have a special little
event.
kind of fun event next Friday on Valentine's Day. The event will go up right away in the morning, so make sure you check that out because it's going to be fun. And we do have March Madness coming up.
Yes.
Marlene and I don't do stitching March Madness like other people do. We do it very differently. So if you haven't been around, we're just going to give you a teaser now and let you know to start gathering your projects together. Right?
Yes.
And we'll tell you more about that later. But if I know last year we had a number of people comment about how it sounded like fun. So we would love to have you join us. So just start thinking about the projects you have that are works in progress, or even something that you have hanging out that you've been wanting to start but you haven't gotten to start.
Or like one really big project that you don't get out and work on.
Right. Could be that too. Could be one really big project. So
just
anyway, a
start thinking about
sneak
your
peek.
projects.
Start thinking about your projects for March Madness. It'll be here before we know it. And we hope that you all have a wonderful weekend, that you get lots of time to cross stitch. And we just enjoy so much this time that we get together. And like planning today for our top 10s was so fun, just thinking about the topics and then waiting to see what each other chose. It was very exciting for us. And so we're happy that we get to share it with those of you who love cross-stitching as much as we do. So have a great weekend. Remember that a day without laughter is like a day without sunshine.
So wherever you are, bring your own sunshine.
And keep on stitching. See you next time.